Good trouble? What's good trouble?
Okay.
Yeah, it's John Lewis. That's the Freedom Rise.
So what would be an example? Okay.
Yes,
I'm with it.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
with it. Cool. How does it feel to be outside? Yes, it feels great. As first practice. Wonderful.
How long have you keeping the hair, Ken?
Don't know. Which piece of the hair? I'm talking about up top. I do this for everybody who can't. I'm not going to name any names, but in this building we have some guys that don't have any, and I'm just trying to grow it long enough to donate. As far as this, again, we have some guys in the locker room that can't grow this, and I'm just doing it for for their envy. As a leader, I got to be on the forefront of a lot of things.
Not a Samson sort of deal.
I don't think so. If anything, it's just a little bit more cushion. Though this year we don't need them with the extra protection. I feel like a 2-year-old running around out in the field today, very head first. I love whoever made these regulations. Probably NFL, probably NFLPA, probably both of them.
What is that? What are those like wearing? Like when you're actually, do you notice a difference or?
Did you hear me?
Yes. No. I mean,
I'm there's a noticeable change that they're going to say is not noticeable.
okay.
But yeah, you can feel it, and I'm sure in the next couple of days when we get pads on, I'll be able to tell just as much because I've got a lot of, I've got a lot of moves that involve shaking and shimming with the head, so I'm going to look like a big old bobblehead. And I'm trying to do the right thing and be a team guy and rock this one out. We'll see how long this lasts.
A lot of swag in those helmets.
Yeah, did you see? I came out the tan bubble wrap, and then I had the tan shirt, then I had the tan shorts and the tan shoes. I was just trying to be all golden tan, I couldn't find any socks. I had to go white socks. It was a bummer.
So you think those exterior pads are physically limiting actually, or just
No, they're
annoying?
just annoying. They're not limiting at all. If anything, again, I just feel like a 2-year-old, like 1.5-year-old, just like that forward lean that they always have, So it is what it is, but apparently it helps protect us from concussions, although I've never had one. So maybe that's why. Year 12 is, now I need the bubble wrap.
Speaking of year 12, does it feel
Year
like,
dozen.
just body-wise and how you feel, does it almost, I know you're older, but does it feel like it's the first or second camp for you in the sense that,
No,
like,
no, it doesn't.
it's still, you feel the grind of each
Yeah,
camp?
it feels
okay.
like year doesn't. No, I mean, it can't be the first or second camp. I'm looking at some kids that are born in the 2000s now. They're getting weirder every year. I love it for us that, this year's camp, we've got some tremendous talent in the young group. You talk about Alontae Taylor, you talk about Chris Olave. I call him Olive Branch sometimes. I should probably just give him the respect he deserves because he's fast. There's big Trevor Pinnick. I'm not going to say what school he comes out of because it's one of those. There's, one of those.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. I think that we've got Sergeant Lieutenant Major Corporal Jordan Jackson, which I don't even think he was deemed a sergeant or a lieutenant, but he came from the Air Force Academy, so he's as such. But with all these young kids out there, it's just another group to sort of try and help corral and coach the right way, especially when you talk about Jordan Jackson and Jake Black. Bring him the right way. And I've been doing that since year 3. So does it feel like year 1 or 2? No, I didn't have to lead anybody. But I've been in this for at least 9 seasons now, where you have to corral the next wave, and this is another one.
Cam,
you've
always
get a
been-
chance to talk to Mike Thomas today, and what does it mean?
The Michael
to-
Thomas,
Yeah.
the former
that
offensive,
guy.
offensive player of the year. Michael Thomas. Yeah.
What does it mean to have him back on the field, as best you can say it?
I mean, how explosive or how much potential does our offense actually have? Like when you think about, you draft a guy like, again, Chris Olave, you bring in, you have Jarvis Landry, Mike T steps back on the field. Mike T alone can do it for you. So now you give, one of the ultimate weapons, more weapons, and then you give it to a guy like Jameis, who was playing lights out at the beginning of last year through, him being hurt. Untold potential. So what does it do? It opens up the field even more. How much more? I don't know. We'll see. We went from having the highest draft pick being Traquan last year to, nobody being drafted behind him and our receiving core, to now all of them being drafted and having weight in the league. We talk about Jarvis and Mike T. And then you bring in Chris Olave, who's been training with Mike T since. Yes.
Cam, what is your take in the Pac-12 with USC and UCLA?
Man, I don't know. But there's probably about to be no more Pac-12 after the season, right? This is like the final goodbye. Because you figure once USC, UCLA leave, and I'm not sure how UCLA leaves, but yeah, once USC decides to leave, go get big money. I get that. The private school, anyways. I don't know how much more money they need. UCLA is packaged into that deal along with their Adidas or whatever. Are they Jordan now?
So you worried about Cal now?
Who knows? Cal hasn't lived up to football expectations in a while. So they're still fighting and coming back as Cal, the powerhouse that I knew them as, with guys like Aaron Rodgers, Marshawn Lynch, Deshaun Jackson, Tyson Lulu, Alex Mack, Keenan Allen, Marvin Jones, probably rounding out with me. To the new wave of their last first round draft pick was Jared Goff, and guys after that. So there's a separation there, and in there I think they went to Under Armour as a school. That's tough to sell to anybody. Hey, we are the same brand as Steph Curry. Yo, you got the Steph Curry? No, we don't. You got hunting gear. Love it on a football team.
Okay, I noticed earlier, but how are you noticing the differences between Sean and Candace just as far as how they run camp and everything?
Yeah, of course. DA, I know. I'd like to say, I know trust as a defensive coordinator, so I feel like I can come up and talk to him if I have any qualms, and I hate that. With Sean, he was an offensive guy, so the only time I wanted to see him was like at a basketball game. I don't really want to see him because if I have to see him during practice, it's because the defense is messed up. If we see him during the game, it's because the defense is really messed up. With DA, I know we're going to be there every down. Like, it's in my mind, we're a defense first team, which I love, and at the same time, I don't know if I'm used to it. I've never had a defensive-minded head coach before, so I think that it's going to be great for us because again, we're going to get better as a defense, and we know we have the tools to be great on offense already. So if we can become better on defense, how much more can we go?
How will you analyze, because you've been with them longer, Marcus Davenport and Peyton Turner, and like their game?
Marcus Davenport is a force to be reckoned with. I've been calling him a freak for the last 4 years, and he's a freak of nature. 6'6", 6'7", whatever he is, 40-inch vert, runs probably a 4.5, just a freak of nature, a natural calamity, if you will, when he hits the field. And now he's heading to year 5, and you saw what he did last year in 11 games, 10 games, 10 and a half games, whatever it was, nine sacks deep. He has a pure want to get to the quarterback. He has this, I love it because he's one of those guys that you have to pull back. Like, he goes hard as he can every rep if he gets a chance. And we're going to make Peyton Turner the same way. We've got some ways to go.
Cam, you are a typical Cam Jordan year away from the franchise sack record. How meaningful for you?
Are we thinking like low-end Cam Jordan year, like rookie year 1 sack? That's not going to get it.
No, that ain't gonna get
Okay,
it.
yeah. We go for 15 and a half sacks. We'll be there. We'll be there. We do the average after rookie year, which is like 7.5. We still won't get there, so we need a little bit more than just a down year. And I'd like to win a Super Bowl, so we need a phenomenal year. So we'll worry about that when this time next offseason. At this point, as we're gearing into season, all I care about is getting the next W and not preseason W's. You can do what you want with that. I'm sure we want to win that as a team, but I need the moment that they matter, the moment they count towards playoffs, I need that to be in the columns.
Yeah, what was like the biggest difference between the start of last year and the end of last year with that big production spike? Is there anything that...
Which part are we talking about? We talking about the 58 different starters that we had on the team, or we're talking about the 4 quarterbacks that we went through in the
I'm
season?
talking about you
Personally.
specifically.
Yeah, I mean that could be attuned to pressures becoming sacks. You can have all the pressures in the world if you don't drive home, nobody actually cares. You could be a pressure king, but if all you end up with 7 or 8 sacks, it's a down, quote unquote down season. I could care less about stats during season. I'm trying to get these wins, and even if I wasn't getting home, there was enough impact there to affect throws, affect quarterbacks. And so when I try and tell the D-line, I try and tell the defense, it's not about numbers all the time. It's about being effective. You can be effective in a game and become statless, but eventually they're going to start hitting home, and they started hitting home.
So Ken, where are you